Now we're into January of 2025. And folks, we still have 2023-24 Panini Contenders Optic Basketball being released January 3rd, 2025. If we look at hockey, hockey has been an absolute disaster all year. We have 2023, the majority, if you look at this list here, look at the 2022-23 product all being released in 2024. Well, hello and welcome, rookie card collecting friends. Victor down here on the lower left-hand corner of the screen. I am still under construction, and I had to move my temporary office around so that my wife can put up the Christmas tree. But now I have this nasty glare in the background because of the sliding glass door. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a little different type of video. I'm going to go ahead and remove myself so that we can get rid of that nasty glare. And I'm just going to show you the screen today. I'm just going to talk through it and share kind of with you what I see as a really big problem, especially when it comes to rookie cards. I have a really hard time here lately with the release dates of product. It seems to be getting worse and worse, and there appears to be no communication from card manufacturers. And I want us to look at this because I believe, there are reasons for the delays, but I also know that there's potential pitfalls for us collectors. And I guess, what manufacturers can do to kind of get back on track. But I want us to look at this. We have to look at facts. I was careful this week. I says, am I overreacting? I don't want to overreact. I don't want to over dramatize. I don't want to become emotional about it and have this big old rant, right? We have to be at times factual. And so I decided to do a little bit of homework, and I started to look at things, and I don't like what I see, guys. I see a lot of potential red flags. And here, let me call it Exhibit A. I found this really nice website. This website is beautiful. Whoever built this database has done a phenomenal job. I think I saw an interview or two about it with the folks that created it, but I don't remember their names. But anyways, it's a website called WhackStat, and here's where you can basically it's basically a database giving you release dates and prices on hobby boxes or cases, and they do a great job with this. And looking at the sports card release dates for the month of December, I saw this. We're still releasing 2023 product in 2024. Typically, logically now, I can respect the fact that we've ran the course of the season. The 23-24 season actually ended in June when the NBA Finals was over. But here we are. We have now started the 2024-2025 season. As a matter of fact, we're in the middle of an amazing tournament. The season is 3 months in of the 2024-2025 season. And we are still releasing 2023-2024 basketball product. And if that's not bad enough, listen to this. So now I'm looking at release dates that are coming up. And here we see some release dates for December 27th. This is towards the end of the year here, right around the corner. I am recording this on December 15th. So the 27th is right around the corner. But we have 23-24 Topps Chrome Cosmic Basketball getting set to be released December 27th. Now, I can go on an hour and a half long rant on why Topps has no business even printing up basketball product, but that's not this type of video. This video is focusing on release dates. But this company should not even be legally allowed to make basketball product, but here they are. They're going to release a 2023-24 product on December 27th, 3 months into the 24-25 season. We decided to give the hobby a high-end product 2 weeks before Christmas. And here we go 2 days after Christmas. And we want to go ahead and release 2023-24 National Treasures December 27th. And that one is down here. National Treasures, 2 days after Christmas, but that doesn't matter because this product isn't for the regular Joe. This product is for the hobby elite. But regardless of who it's for the hobby. And here's the thing. It's 2023-24. And what you're trying to do is extend that class, milk the hobby for everything that it's worth, to try to get more rookie cards of Victor Wembanyama out in the market. Now, this is typically a product that is released by now. But here we are, 2 days after Christmas, we're going to release National Treasures. And it gets worse. If we continue to look and maybe go to the following month, now we're into January of 2025. And folks, we still have 2023-24 Panini Contenders Optic Basketball being released January 3rd, 2025. A 2023 product being released in 2025. I say enough is enough with this nonsense. There's another one. Look at this. 2023-24 Immaculate Basketball, scheduled to be released on January 10th, 2025. And they're not the only one, folks. If we look at hockey, hockey has been an absolute disaster all year. We have 2023, the majority, if you look at this list here, look at the 2022-23 product all being released in 2024. This right here, this is the release date, right here in the middle of the screen. This is the product, 2022-23 Upper Deck O-Pee-Chee Platinum, released February 2024. And if you look down, just about every single product, we're not talking a few weeks. We're not even talking a couple of months. We're talking about years. We are releasing a 2022 product in 2024. This is out of order, folks. This is just out of order. And I'm here, I don't know, I guess today just really calling it out, man. Saying, hey, this is some nonsense. This is some straight up sports cards nonsense. I have never seen it this bad. Yes, I have seen product miss the release date, maybe a day or a week. I've even seen it a month. But I have never seen it this bad. So thanks to Waxstat, just giving us all this solid information right at our fingertips that we can go and do the research yourself, you guys. To me, it's this stuff. Why is this happening? I guess we have to start looking at this, logically and maybe try to come up with some reason why this kind of stuff is happening. But reasons that could be happening is the supply chain issues. And there's so much out there. Well, maybe this, maybe that. The pandemic exposed certain vulnerabilities in the global supply chain, yada, yada, yada. And the shortage of paper and printing and packaging and distribution. And listen, that ended 2 years ago. That was 2020 through 2022. Now, I can see it affecting 2022 product, 2021 product, even 2023. Okay, but That excuse is stale. Okay. And I don't see anybody other market having this kind of problem. So if that was the pandemic was a hiccup in the supply chain, it definitely was. Why aren't other markets affected as well? Why isn't the same type of things happening in other markets? I've heard it said that another reason why this kind of thing could be happening is because of increased demand. The hobby boom during the 2021 and 2020 during the COVID thing may have just overwhelmed the production capacities, and it's forcing manufacturers to play catch up. Listen, I get it to play catch up. All right. And that excuse might have worked for the first 6 months that we came back into production. It might have worked 1 year after production's ramped up again. But here we are, going on 3 years later. Come on, folks. Stop with the increased demand thing. Hey, here's an idea. How about you cut off some things then and catch up that way? That could have been an option. Oh, well, they have contracts with other people and they owe people money. No. Listen, during COVID, it happened throughout every single market you can imagine. There's no this, we got a contract, you still owe me money because we have a contract despite the pandemic. Listen, there were some exceptions that were made during the pandemic, and all of that was forgiven. That was all, hey, no, let's just start over. Let's start fresh. Let's pick up where we left off. Companies were not forcing other companies to say, hey, we have a contract. You owe me this gazillion dollars. No, everybody worked with everybody to make things work. So they're not bound by these contracts. They're not bound by their money. They're probably bound by greed, but they're not bound by the excuse of contracts during the pandemic. Everybody was flexible. I think there were some laws that were even released by the government that kind of protected companies from being liable to their contracts. So all of that is nonsense. Another reason could be the staffing and workforce shortages. I can understand that, especially with the thing that Tops did coming in the way they did, people leaving Panini by the boatloads and going over to jumping ship and going over to Tops. And I get that. So there may be staffing and labor shortages that could be slowing down things, right? But again, we have to do what's best for the industry, what is best for collectors. And despite your staffing issues, there's a lot of hiring that's also going on. The staffing issue might have been a viable excuse the first 6 months. Hey, everybody abandoned us. A lot of our key people, and Topps bought the printing company, and now they're playing hardball with the printing releases. I get that. And that is all viable excuses, and you should be given some time to get back on your feet. Hey, that was maybe a 6-month delay. Let's hire some people. Let's get some people trained, and let's get things back on schedule. Hey, I'll give you a year. But now we're going on 3 years. So why are we still playing the staffing shortage excuse? One could say, well, it's maybe the licensing and approvals and all of those delays that happen because of the Players Association kind of reneging on the contract and giving Topps exclusive, and all of this stuff is just causing delays on our end to get things approved legally. Now here's a real good excuse that I find to be legit. And I've spoken about this move by the Players Association quite a bit. But manufacturers, they got to obtain these player and league approvals, and there has to be approval on the designs, which can be delayed due to the inefficiencies of the league and bottlenecks with the legal red tape that they got to perhaps maneuver through. And I get that. And I don't agree with the Players Association did to Panini. That to me is criminal in nature. And this is how come the arbitrator ruled in favor of Panini. And this is how come now Fanatics owes Panini, I forget how many millions of dollars, because of the reneging of the contract by the Players Association. And I believe there's going to be more. There is another lawsuit, multiple lawsuits in this thing. And I just have a really strong feeling that Fanatics is going to pay through the nose. When it's all said and done, Panini will stand victorious as far as money is concerned. Now, Fanatics may still have the licensing agreements, but this strong arm tactic, this reneging of contracts, there is going to be hell to pay financially. But even with that, the arbitrator made that decision over a year ago and said that until this is settled in court, things will remain as they are until the contracts expire. Now, that was a year ago. So we kind of cleared up that bottleneck. Things kind of got straightened out at that time. So why are we still getting late product? The backlog from previous releases could be a viable excuse as well. But if previous products were delayed, it creates a domino effect and it pushes back all subsequent releases thereafter. We have to see that, and we have to stop the hemorrhaging when it comes to this aspect of the situation. Cut out some of these products. There's too many products anyways, and cancel some of these releases. There is just an overproduction, which is really another reason why that all these delays is because there's just overproduction. There is just too many products being released. Manufacturers are attempting to release so many products within the calendar year, and it's spreading all the resources too thin. You don't need to be intelligent to see it. You don't need to be you don't need to have a Harvard degree in business. You don't have to have connections within the industry to see. It's common sense, folks. It's common sense. Thin this product down, this product release calendar down. Get rid of some of these dead products that don't amount to a hill of beans anyways, and stick to the main products. And let's start getting these release dates. I wish they would create a rule. Here we go, Players Association. There should be a rule that there's no production of product 30 days. There's no release of product 30 days after the championship series. So in baseball, we have end of October, early November. Hey, by December 31st, no more baseball product for that year. And that's the way they've done it for years. That's the way they used to do it. Hockey and basketball, August 31st, no more product for that year. We now have to focus on the next calendar year. And now they want to do prospect, in between, in the off season, they want to start releasing and pushing all these instant nonsense and all this draft pick products that are nonsense. And it's obviously they can't handle the workload. They cannot commit to a solidified release date that is logical to the season that we're in. So what are some of the, let's look into this now. What are some of the pitfalls now for collectors? Well, there seems to be some confusion around product years, right? Releasing 2022 products in 2024 or later causes confusion about what collectors are buying. It blurs the distinction between rookie card years. It muddies the waters. I hear of some of these releases that are coming out, and it's like, surprisingly, it like shocks me. It really, I'm like, what? How can this product be released? It's the end of 2024. How could we be releasing 2022 or 2023 product? This is just absolute nuts. Another thing, another pitfall for collectors is the devaluation of new releases. Late releases reduces the hype and relevance of a product. This late product coming out like for 2023-24 basketball, and you're releasing it in 2025, you know what? My focus is already on the next draft class. Why are we still? What about the 2024-25 draft class? How about we focus on them? That, but why don't we want to focus on that? Because there's not a hype player that has emerged yet. Is it because we want to milk this cow of Victor Wembanyama? So that's why we're doing this? Or we're using it as an excuse to milk the cow? What another potential pitfall for us is market saturation. Late releases combined with a steady stream of current year products floods the market, and it reduces the demand for the older delayed sets. You guys, this is such basic common sense. You have to see this. And I'm talking to the card manufacturers now. You have to be able to see that you're oversaturating the market. And here's my biggest issue that I have all of this. I lose trust in the manufacturers. This is what this type of stuff leads to. I don't trust you. These consistent delays erodes my consumer confidence. And I feel that's going to lead to decreased sales over time. Your delays are causing my consumer confidence to fall low. And there's going to be consequences for that long term. I tell you what this does do. I don't know if it's a pitfall or perhaps a potential investment opportunity, but that is these late delayed products coming out. You can probably pick them up a lot cheaper because of it. And it's probably a good idea to hoard these unopened products as future investments and never mind enjoying them for what they're intended for, to actually open and bring to market. But this could be a potential investment opportunity for those who get into that kind of thing. Buy yourself a couple of cases if you can afford it and just put that stuff up, especially this higher end, all this high end product coming out the week of Christmas. How many people are going to be interested in that? No, the high end folks are. I get a couple of cases and sit on them. So what can manufacturers do to get this thing back on track? Well, the first thing they can do is streamline product lines. They have to reduce the number of product releases per year to focus on quality and timely delivery. This is my heart's cry. Reduce the number of products released so that you can focus on quality and timely delivery. They can also invest in production capacity. They need to expand or diversify partnerships with printers, packaging suppliers, and distributors to reduce this bottleneck. It's an investment on your end now, but it's going to pay off mightily in the future. Hey, I understand from what I hear, I don't have any facts, but Topps ended up purchasing the printing company where Panini used to make their cards. Hey, Panini, why don't you do the same thing? Why don't you go buy yourself a printing company or build one yourself? And every card manufacturer, hey, I agree, that's business, right? But every card manufacturer should have their own printing company. And from what I hear stories of the old timers of old. Printing companies have been an issue for a lot of years, for decades. Card manufacturers, build your own printing facilities, hire your own printing company people, hire your own suppliers, and get amp this thing up on the supply chain side, and you be the boss. I think what else card manufacturers can do is prioritize flagship products. Ensure core products like NBA Hoops, Upper Deck Series 1, Top Series 1. You want to offer these products on time. You don't want to be late with the flagship products. Even if it means delaying these niche or premium sets, be late on those, but you do not want to be late with the flagship products. Right now, 2024-25 NBA Hoops is scheduled to be released January 17th. It's tentatively scheduled to be released January 17th, 2025, a product that is typically released 30 to 60 days after the season starts. December is when we should be seeing NBA Hoops for 2024-25. So right now they're running about 30 days behind. Let's just call it. That's not good. That's not a good move. Another thing that card manufacturers can do for this is to communicate transparency. This is the part that really irritates me about all of this. They see the problem. They're having this problem week after week, month after month, and now we can say year after year. You see the problem, you know the problem exists. You hear I'm sure you hear the backlash from some hobbyists, the ones who are not led like sheep, but ones who actually know a little bit about something. You hear the murmuring and the complaining in the background, but you refuse to address it publicly. Oh, the pride of man. Humble yourselves and release a press release. Set up an interview with Jeff Wilson over there at Sports Cards HQ and sit down and let's talk about release dates. Explain to the hobby the challenges that you're facing. Explain to the hobby what you plan to get back, what you plan to do to get back on track. Communicate transparently. Here's an idea. Go get yourself a few interns and implement pre-release designs. Start working on designs, approvals, and production earlier to build in this buffer time for the unforeseeable delays that are going to be coming in the future. So that now when it's time to work on something, it's already halfway there. You might be doing that already, but we don't know because nobody communicates. So you may be a step ahead of me here, and I hope you are, but that could be a viable option. Lastly here, we have to work on the partnerships with the Players Association. The worst thing that the Players Association allowed was this exclusivity nonsense that started back in about 2009 or so. I don't know what was so hard on the Players Association side that caused all this headache where they didn't want to deal with all these licenses. No, you're getting paid good money. Deal with the licenses. You have a enormous legal team over there at the Players Association. You talk about some heavy hitter names. You talk about a pretty large staff. Let's get to work and let's give these licenses to multiple card manufacturers, and maybe to any card manufacturer who wants one. They should be able to get it. And yeah, you may have to maybe only limit what they can do. Absolutely. You got to pay your dues until you can have full access to what you want to do. But you should open that up to everybody. This exclusive contracts to Panini, or you didn't learn the lesson when you signed exclusively with Panini, and you went ahead and did the same doggone thing with Fanatics. It just doesn't make sense. It is such bad business. I don't understand. Or maybe it is good business, but we don't know because nobody communicates those things. We're on a need to know basis, and buddy, we don't need to know. Lastly, I want to give a shout out here to Adam, who is the host for the Hobby News Daily podcast. It is a daily podcast that is on Monday through Friday, and they're usually like a hobby minute. He takes a topic and he discusses it about 10-15 minute episodes, but they're just short little snapshot episodes about what is currently going on. He does a great job, and I want to give him a shout out on his December 11th episode that he released. It was called There Are No Rules. Highly recommend this one. Go back and check that one out. But he was just a little flustered here with this exact topic, with late card releases. He was just a little taken back that it just appears that there's just no rules anymore.
Again, Topps has another product that they're coming out with 2023, 2024 rookies, and it's like there's just no rules. And it's annoying that there just doesn't seem to be any rules for anything nowadays. Like, the whole point of me complaining here is that there's just no rules. And, anybody can say whatever they want. Anybody can do whatever they want. Anybody can come in and do whatever they want in the sports card world. And no one seems to care. Like, it's insane to me that, like, it's annoying to me because I feel like I have tried to not do things the correct way or the right way, because I don't think that there's a correct or right way. I think it's all subjective. But I think integrity-wise, I've tried so hard, in my opinion, to give out information that I think is correct. And after years and years and years of doing podcasting and making content, it's like I've tried so hard to give people the correct information and help people learn things within the industry. And then it's just like, but then it just is like, there's just no rules. There's just no rules from Topps. There's no rules from anybody. Anybody can come in and just do whatever they want. Every other day, there's a whatnot streamer that's scamming somebody by pulling the cards off the screen or like not shipping out cards or whatever. So it's just like, again, maybe I'm just venting a little bit, but still, it's like, At what point is Topps just like saying there's no rules, we're just going to do whatever we want? And it's like, it's frustrating to try and continue to promote things in a positive way when I get frustrated that it just seems like the companies don't really care about any rules or anything that has been built over these past couple of years. And I'm not even saying over decades. I'm talking about like the past 5 years, 10 years, actually 5, because since COVID, things have just completely changed. So like
I think this is how come this type of thing is happening with the delayed release dates. It's just, there are no rules. Everybody just operates on whatever. Nobody explains nothing. And there just seems to be, everybody within the industry is so afraid to speak about anything because they're afraid that their legs are going to get cut off by poppy fanatics, right? Little daddy might get mad at me, so I don't want to say nothing. And there just seems to be no rules. Everything is just chaos. Why? Because chaos creates cash. And maybe this is all part of the elaborate plan to let's just spin this web of chaos. Let's create this hallway of red tape. And that allows us to do whatever we want, whenever we want. Friends, it's time. Card manufacturers, it's time. Let's clean this up. Let's tighten up this ship, for goodness sake. Hey, let me know here down in the comments down below. Do this if you are a purchaser, right? If you don't even deal with new product, this is not a concern. But if you are, and I don't buy a lot of new releases, but I get into it because my focus is on rookie cards. and I like to keep up with current day rookie cards. And this is very hard to keep track of what's going on, who's got what rookie card and what product, which is kind of my lane. And I'm finding it very, very difficult to create content uh, about stuff when the product hasn't even been released, and we are now heading into the next year's class, rookie class, and we haven't gotten the previous rookie class straightened out yet. So that's kind of my angle on it. Not that I buy a bunch of new product. Sometimes on occasion I do, because I like to just rip open some packs on occasion. But for the most part, I don't do this full time. But let me know below, has it been an issue for you? Does it bother you that products are being released so late? Maybe it doesn't bother you. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks that this is a big deal, but maybe you don't. Let me know. Drop me a comment, a DM, or what have you. Reach out. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on it, or leave me a comment down below. For those of you, I am going to be posting this one on my podcast, so you won't be able to do it immediately. But on my YouTube channel, leave me a comment down below. Does this stuff, is it affecting you? Does it bother you that stuff is being released so late? With that said, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Merry Christmas to you and your family. And remember, my friends, I promise you when I tell you that not all rookie cards are created equal. Until next time, buenos nachos, muchachos.